Hi everyone, Summer here with AstariaSen, and I'm really excited today because I finally get to get around to doing Amethyst Ascension's full spectrum deck hashtag. She did two, one for tarot and one for oracle, so I'll be doing two as well. But I'm just going to do the tarot one for right now. I'll do the oracle one later. I have way more oracle than I do tarot for full spectrum. Okay, I think that's because I like fairy stuff, and the fairy stuff generally comes in oracle. So she had 10 decks, and she was talking about how during the hashtag of rainbow decks, you picked a deck that was a certain color, right? Well, she wanted to do something more towards every color, like a deck that has all the colors in it, hence the full spectrum decks, which I think is a fantastic idea. But as I'm going through my tarot decks, I'm realizing I don't have a lot of full spectrum so much. Like I have browns and I have purples and I have blues, but a lot of full spectrum isn't there for me. But that's okay, right? Everybody, you know, has their unique taste in tarot decks, so it's all good. Anyway, so I have one, two, three, I have four decks, four tarot decks that I'm sharing with you for my full spectrum. Oh my gosh, these are so pretty. I can't even explain it. Okay, so these, I guess, would end up being my top four. And when I do my oracle one, since I have so many, I'm only gonna do 5. That way it keeps it even with my tarot ones. Okay, so I'm gonna go like my 4 down to 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that the last one is my absolute favorite full spectrum tarot deck. Okay, so my fourth one, number 4, what comes in at number 4 is the Chrysalis Tarot, and I find this to be a great full spectrum deck. The amount of colors in these cards are freaking amazing. This is one of the cards that I saw that is one of the reasons why I bought this specific deck. And the back has a lot of color in it too. But the coloring in these cards are amazing, and they go beyond full spectrum. I mean, you go from muted colors to dark colors to, you know, to browns. I mean, the amount of colors just so amazing. I love this deck. I did spend a lot of time working with it, especially for like creative energies. It works really well for creative energies. If you look on my channel, I had done several videos where I was using this deck to pull creativity cards for everybody, and I think it worked out really well in the beginning. So, I mean, really, this is just, it's one of those decks that has so much value in it, so many colors, so much just coming out of it that it's unreal, especially for, you know, really high energy cards. Well, I consider them high energy cards. Any deck that has like a real saturated color feels high energy to me. So yeah, these are just so pretty. I couldn't help myself. It had to be in my top. Well, there was other ones that it could have been for number 4, but they weren't quite as full spectrum as I would have preferred. So that's the Chrysalis Tarot that I consider full spectrum. Okay, and then my third top, number 3, is called the Fae Tarot, and of course it's fairy related. Yeah. So this deck is also pretty full spectrum, and the backs are really pretty. They don't have quite, the coloring isn't quite as saturated as it is in the other ones, but they have a lot of really wonderful colors in them that blend together very nicely. I think they go together really well. This is one of my favorite, like, fairy tarot decks. This is one of my favorite cards. Isn't he adorable? Look at that little guy. Ah! Of course, it's a Lo Scarabeo, and sometimes that can be a little obnoxious for people, and it does have the borders and stuff around it, but you know, it's not a super bad thing. But yeah, so this is one of my favorite full spectrum decks. Totally just wild. I love it so much. It's got so many fun, interesting things on the cards that is amazing to me and brings such a different kind of energy, a different kind of otherworldly energy to a reading that I never would have expected until I read with this deck. And I've only really read with this deck for myself. I haven't really done it much for like other people, but this deck is so pretty. It is so, so pretty. It's one of my favorites. So great. Oh man, it's just got so much in it to just, you know, it's got like that intuitive, like I could pull intuitive stuff from it. Like check this card out. It's just awesome. So yes, so that's the Fae Tarot, which is one of my tops. And then the second one, number 2, what comes in at number 2 is the Dreams of Gaia by Raven Fallon. Phelan? I'm not really sure how you pronounce it. This deck, a little bit muted too, but it has a lot of color in it. And it's a pocket edition, which is like perfect for my hand size. Like seriously, the pocket edition. Check it out. It's like almost half my hand size here. That's how tiny my hands really are. Like, I keep telling people my hands are really, really tiny, and they're like, what? But check out the coloring on these cards. Like, seriously amazing coloring. Seriously. And there's just so many, and they even have black and white. Like, check that out. Like, you want to go full spectrum, that's from one end to the other. Like, seriously. It's amazing. These cards are just absolutely stunning. They're different to read with though. They don't read quite like other decks. They have their own special way of being read, and anybody who has Dreams of Gaia Tarot probably already knows that. I don't think I've done a walkthrough on this deck yet. I do plan on getting there, but I just haven't so far. So this is my number 2 in my full spectrum, which is really pretty. And just my size, tiny. Okay, I'm having way too much fun with this already. Yeah. Oh, like my horns? It's totally almost, you know, Halloween, so I decided I was gonna start getting myself in the spirit of dressing up and having a good time. So yeah, expect that a little bit from me too. All right, so the last one, my number 1, is the Tarot of Dreams, which has Ciro Marchetti's art in it, which of course, if you are a Marchetti fan, you know these colors are out of this world, almost literally. Yeah, there are no words for the saturation that is in this. Like even the back of the card, like check that out. So there's just no amount of words for the saturation and all the colors that are in these cards. They are so amazing. So beautifully done, and that's why it's number 1 in my full spectrum for tarot cards. There's just so much color, so much vibrancy, so much high energy that goes on in these cards that it's, like I said, it's out of this world. And of course it's Marchetti's, so I don't think you could expect anything less than this level of work, because that's how he does things, you know? So yeah, this is my top, my number 1, my all-time full spectrum favorite tarot deck. And I don't think that even one of my fairy decks could actually top this, just because of the saturation, just because of the colors, just because of the art. Like, you mix it all together and it is just phenomenal. Just phenomenal. And I don't know, we haven't seen my favorite card yet in this one. Let me see if I can find it. Well, this is a really pretty one though too. Look at that. In the greens. It's just so pretty. So, so, so pretty. Here we go. This is one of my favorite ones. Look at that. Look at the coloring in that. This is the World card. And it's just, it's got so much in it. So, so much in it. Just, like I said, stunning. Oh, the Priestess is really pretty too. What am I kidding? There's a lot of cards that are my favorites in this. Shh. Didn't hear anything. All right, so that's my full spectrum tarot cards. I hope you enjoyed this. I will try to do the oracle ones maybe next week. So thank you so much, Rochelle, for doing this hashtag. It's super fun, it's super easy, it's super just engaging, and I really enjoyed looking through my decks again, because I love looking through my decks to find something new and wonderful to tell you guys all about. So I hope you guys have a very great day.